If you want to achieve success, then you must first master the art of unproductivity. What does this mean? Well, for a start, it means you have to get used to the feeling that you're flushing your time down the toilet. This is because the days of the productivity cult are now coming to an end. You see bro, back in the day the meta was to hustle hard and to work long hours. You had to attend a lot of meetings and optimize each and every part of your day. But now, things are starting to look a whole lot more different. What I mean is ChatGPT can do your admin faster than it takes for me to make a bowl of Fruit Loops every morning. We no longer need to spend hours upon hours doing tedious work. Bro, we can now spend those hours being bored instead.
What?
Now we have the luxury of doing absolutely nothing with our time. You see, by doing absolutely nothing, we inevitably invite boredom into our lives. And it is through sheer boredom that we allow the sparks of our mind to fester into a roaring flame. You need to get used to having a large void of time throughout your day. Now, before you get all excited bro, this doesn't mean that we get to sit around all day and watch Gilmore Girls. It means picking up habits that will kickstart your creative juices. The arts and having the ability to solve hard problems will go back to being the dominant forces that shape our world. Sort of like how they did during the Renaissance period hundreds of years ago. Are you feeling bored at 3 PM after having lunch? Well, why don't you spend your time walking through nature like you're Socrates in 350 BC? You know, it's kinda crazy bro. Steve Jobs, Charles Darwin and other visionaries actually attribute their success to two things. The common factors that all of them shared were their surprisingly low work times, accompanied with abundance of restful activities such as walking. Speaking of walking, for bonus points, consider leaving your headphones at home and walking in silence. That silence will turn the sparks of your imagination into a roaring blaze. Now, do you remember when you used to get in trouble for zoning out during math class as a kid? You know, your teacher would be writing out the quadratic formula on the whiteboard, and you'd be daydreaming about who knows what. You know, as kids we're taught that daydreaming is bad, it's a waste of time, it's unproductive. But you know what bro, this could not be further than the truth. You see, when we daydream, we activate our imagination, we escape the hell of our to-do list. If you look around you bro, you'll notice that lack of imagination is a disease that's slowly starting to infect modern society. What makes this even worse bro, is that as kids, we are born with an abundance of imagination. But as we grow up and get older, that skill has been eroded out of us over time. It's a skill few manage to keep, and it is a skill that you better hope to have if you want to achieve success during this new AI economy. Being unproductive often means being alone, meaning that loners are the new elites. This is because being constantly surrounded by company will mute your mind. Without true solitude, it's hard to think deeply. It will be hard to dig up those great ideas that are buried deep inside your mind. Now, this is not to say you should isolate yourself and stay in your room alone like a hermit, but it is to say that you shouldn't spend time with people for the sake of spending time with people just so you're not alone. Instead, spend your time with those who energize you, those who uplift you, those who breathe life into you. Now, finding those types of people are rare bro, they are truly dimes in a dozen. So until you do find them, get used to loving the company of yourself. Productivity no longer matters. What matters now bro, is creativity. Get used to feeling like you're flushing your time down the toilet, as being unproductive is the only way to increase your creativity. And increasing your creativity is the only way to outperform AI and carve a path that would make younger you proud. At the end of the day, your mind is your greatest asset, so make sure you take care of it. But listen, I've said all I want to say, and you know what you need to do, so go and conquer the world bro.